Yeah, I did the original Cityscrape in 2001, and I was just totally pleased with it. I would spend hours laying down on the sofa
Huh.
and just absorbing it and just making so many connections with it.
Hmm.
But I'm forgetting where I was going with that.
So with when you are so that was about 10 years ago.
Yes, the
Was-
original Cityscrape, and
Yeah.
and then some years later, I had already finished the Blacktop series and had done the foggy the Patchy Fog series,
Mm-hmm.
and I was looking for something a little bit closer to home, and I started the Cityscrapes. The first 11 of them were done in 2007, 2008,
Huh.
and they were all here in Austin, and with the rest ranging from Chicago to New York, Montreal, San Antonio,
Very cool.
and it's so when I started the Cityscapes, instead of giving them individual titles, I just Cityscape number 1, Cityscape number 2, and I partly did that because I tend to listen to classical music while I'm painting,
Mm.
and hearing symphonies, number 1, symphony number 2. So I kind of took that, and I like the idea of each alleyway being a symphony of colors and atmosphere and emotions, everything from fear and uncertainty to comfort and pleasure.
So what was it that inspired you to create the Cityscapes?
Well, I grew up in a downtown area, and so I was on foot quite often, either going to the bus stop or riding along in the bus, and taking shortcuts and that sort of thing, and so these places that a lot of people tend to avoid were and are very common places to walk for a lot of people, and there's certainly a color that presents itself, in the backside of the buildings. A lot of rust, a lot of character, a lot of reflection, especially in the evening, and that's essentially why most of these have dark skies, is to portray the evening hours. But the reflection that you get off of windows and corners of fire escapes and so forth, the ground is just is and can be just very captivating. In the alleyway itself, in these paintings, they have to be able. I mean, they're not just any alleyways. They're alleyways that actually make me stop and take notice, that captivate me to some degree.
What's so interesting to me, Javi, is that most people would look at an alleyway as, well, just an alleyway, but you're actually bringing life to some of the darkest places in a city.
Yeah, absolutely.
And giving them honor.
Right, absolutely. It's like I don't paint capitals. I don't paint well-known landmarks. It's there's enough of that. These places. This is what moves the people that who live within the city. These are places that there shouldn't be a need for for fear from them. necessarily, but or avoidance. But yeah, I mean, you have the dumpsters that haul away, you know, our generated refuse, and you know, the air conditioner guy comes and parks back there, or you know, the grease pit, or you know, some unpleasant odors, but but I mean, it's what moves life. Definitely.
It's what moves life.
Yes.
Again, like, that is so unique because most people don't see that. They'll look at not just even the capital, but they'll look at maybe the people are the ones that move life. But what I'm hearing from you is that these cityscapes were created because they are the lifeblood.
Sure.
What happens behind them, or in them, I should say, is what makes the city go around.
Sure.
So the
Yeah.
dumpsters is where we put our refuse,
Right.
and you know, the people, the stories that happen right in these exact places in the cities.
They're definitely life support.
Yeah.
I mean, people make the choices, but this is what moves the action,
What
or carries the action.
that makes sense. Yeah. What was it that inspired you to create the name Cityscapes, per se?
Well, the first painting, the original Cityscrape in 2001, I believe was the first time I was using gouache, and I was using it on canvas, which is, you know, doesn't happen very often at all in the art world. And so I just had layered the gouache with a multitude of colors, and so at some point I was instead of using a brush on a portion of that painting, I was using a palette knife, and I was scraping away some of the paint, and as a way of a brush technique. And it would some of the colors would come through, the underlying colors would come through as I scraped away some of the top layers, and so it gave me a real good brush effect, but with the scraping action, and so that's where the scrape part of it came in, and with these I changed it up a little bit. The formula for applying a lot of paint and then removing some of the paint, I didn't go down that route, but what I did do from the original Cityscrape was just use flat brushes. All these paintings are done with a flat brush, usually a 3/4 inch flat brush.
So how does that, like, for someone who's brand new to the art world, what does that mean, and why is that unique?
Well, you don't have a lot of long strokes, and you don't have a lot of fine lines and fine detail. It's a lot of short, squarish brush strokes, thousands of brush strokes on each painting, and so yeah, that's what helps give it the watery effect, and makes it easy to put watercolor on watercolor.
That makes sense.
And so yeah, it's all what straight lines you do see are done just with the edge of the tip of the brush.
Very cool.
And yeah, just a lot of repeated dabbing, essentially.
I can see that when you get close, for sure. That's wonderful. Well, thank you so much, Javi, for sharing this series with us, and the stories behind why you created the Cityscapes. Thank you.
Thank you.